students, today I am going to teach you Unit 2.3 Connecting the Dots. Before starting the unit, let's learn some facts about the author Steve Jobs. Now, let's start. Steve Jobs, 1955 to 2011, was an American entrepreneur, business magnate, inventor, and industrial designer. He was the chairman, chief executive officer, and co-founder of Apple Inc. He is widely recognized as one of the pioneers of the microcomputer revolution of the 1970s and 1980s. Now let's start the unit. Today, I want to tell you 3 stories from my life. That's it. Just 3 stories. So, in the beginning, the author Steve Jobs said that he wanted to tell us 3 stories from his life. Just 3 stories. The first story is about connecting the dots. And the first story is about connecting the dots. Connecting the dots means connecting the situations we have faced from our past and then see what we get after that. I dropped out of Reed College after the first 6 months but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months before I really quit. So here we can see that meaning of dropped out of means discontinued or left. The author says he dropped out means he left the college. He studied at Reed College and left the college after 6 months. But he was there in college as drop-in. Drop-in means visitor. He was there as a visitor for next 18 months before he really left the college. Looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked interesting. Now, it means Steve Jobs had left the college, but he kept on studying some lectures. And he says that it was his best decision to attend the lectures at college. He decided to attend those lectures in which he was interested and other lectures in which he didn't find any interest, he left them. So, he attended lectures of his interest and said it was his best decision to attend those lectures. I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in friends' rooms. He says he didn't have any dorm room. Dorm means dormitory, means a large bedroom for a person in school or institute. So he had not any bedroom, so he slept on the floor in his friend's room. I returned Coke bottles for 5 cent deposits to buy food with, and I would walk 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple. Now, he did some work like returning Coke bottles for 5 cents. Cent means a coin worth 100 of US dollar to buy food for him, and he also went across the town by walk 7 miles to get one good meal at the Hare Krishna temple every Sunday, and he loved that food. I loved it, and much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. He also said that as much as he stumbled into by following his curiosity and intuitions turned priceless afterwards, means as much as he was curious to do something best in his life, all those good things came across after all his efforts. Here is one example. Reed College offered perhaps the best calligraphy institution in the country because I had to take a calligraphy class. I learned about serif and sans serif typefaces, about what makes great typography great. He also gave an example. His college, Reed College, offered the best calligraphy instruction in the country. As the author had attended the classes of calligraphy, he learned about serif and sans serif typefaces. Serif and sans serif are the parts of typography and lettering. And author also learned about typography, means the appearance of printed matter. 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me and we designed it all into the Mac. After college, means 10 years after college, the author and his friends designed the first Macintosh computer, means it was computer by Apple Inc. It was featured a graphical user interface built in screen and mouse. So he said that when they designed Macintosh computer, all his lecture came into his mind and they all put up the design into Mac. Mac means Macintosh computer. If I had never dropped in on that course in college, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces or, for that matter, even proportionally spaced fonts. Now, the author says that if he had never attended his classes in college, this computer could not have been made multiple typefaces or proportionally spaced fonts. And since Windows just copied Mac, it's likely no personal computer would have them. Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward. Then after, Windows copied Mac, as they didn't have personal computer like Mac before. Then the author says very important line that it is impossible to connect dots, means to associate one idea to another to create a new big picture. So he says it was impossible to create that idea looking forward when I was in college, but it was very clear looking backwards 10 years later. But it was possible because of looking backward 10 years later when he was in college. Can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So we can't connect the dots by looking forward, but we can connect them by looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in some things, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. So we always have faith, trust in what we are doing now because they might be helpful in our future. We must have trust in something like our gut, means courage and determination, our destiny, our life, karma, whatever. This approach was a never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. Then the author said he could meet all his dreams and made difference in his life by this approach. My second story is about love and loss. I found what I loved to do early in my life. Now he says about his second story, that is about love and loss. He found what he loved to do in his early life was Steve Wozniak, and I started Apple when I was 20. In 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company. And then I got fired. It was devastating. Now, he said, Steve Jobs and Woz. Woz is a nickname of Steve Wozniak. Both started Apple when the author was 20 years old. Then, in next 10 years, Apple had grown as a $2 billion company, which was started in a garage by two of them. Then, after this success, Steve Jobs got fired. Fired means he lost the job, and it was devastating, means causing severe shock and distress and grief. It was natural because after his struggle, he lost his job. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did, and so I decided to start over. But afterwards, everything began dawn on him, means everything began to become clear, and he said he still loved what he did at that time. So then again he decided to start over everything. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again. Then he said again he became a beginner who was very successful but was not disheartened. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. He said that he got to many creative things and he entered into creative period of his life by doing this startup. During the next 5 years, I started a company next. Another company named Pixar and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Now during 5 next years, he started a company named Next, which was software company, and another company named Pixar. Then he fell in love with a woman and he got married. Pixar is now the world's most successful animation studio. Apple bought Next. I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. Now Pixar is the world's most successful animation studio. Then Apple bought Next company. Afterwards, Steve Jobs again joined Apple back. Then technology which was developed by Steve Jobs and his team at Next is the heart of Apple's current renaissance, means revival. Again, he got his life on track. And Lawrence and I have a wonderful family together. Then he says that he and his wife Lawrence had a wonderful family together. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick, means suddenly give a shock. But we should never lose faith in ourselves. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. Now the most important line, the only way to do great work is to love what you do, means always love our work, and if you don't love your work, then keep looking forward the work that you love, and don't be settled until you found your work that you love. My third story is about death. Now he is telling the story of his life, that is death. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. When the writer was writing this story, before that, 1 year ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. And then the doctor suggested him to go home and rest and told to get his affairs in order, which means in doctor's code language, he said him to be prepared to die. I lived with the diagnosis all day. Later that evening, I had a biopsy. It turned out to be a very rare form of pancreatic cancer that is curable with surgery. I had the surgery and I am fine now. Then the author think about his disease all the time, and then one evening he had biopsy and he came to know that his cancer was curable by surgery and it was very rare. Then the author had surgery and he said he is absolutely fine after that surgery and now he is all right. This was the closest I have been to facing death, and I hope it's the closest I get for few more decades. The author says that it was the closest that he faced death, and he says he also got few more decades after his closest. Having lived through it, I can now say this to you: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Now he says after facing all these situations and living in these, he says to us that our time is very limited, so we should not waste our time in living someone else's life. We should work for our own dream job. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. He says don't be trapped by dogma means belief of a set of beliefs held by a group of organizations which others are expected to accept without any arguments. So, we should not be trapped under someone's beliefs which is living under some other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And he says very important thing that don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. Means don't let anyone to prevent you to do what you want. Drown out means to be louder than another sound and prevent it being heard. So always listen to your inner voice and never let anyone to overcome your dreams and strength. And most important, have to the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. And the most important thing, always have the courage to follow your heart and intuition means instinct, the ability to understand instinctively, and always remember that our instinct always somehow know what we truly want to become in our life. When I was young, there was an amazing publication called the Whole Earth Catalog. In the final issue, on the back cover, they put a photograph of an early morning country road. Then author says when he was young, there was an amazing publication called the Whole Earth Catalog, and in this publication, they put a photo of an early morning country road in the final issue. Beneath it were the words "Stay hungry, stay foolish." It was their farewell message as they signed off. In that photo, there were some words that was "Stay hungry, stay foolish." And it was the final farewell message of the publication when they signed off. I have always wished that for myself, and now, as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you: stay hungry, stay foolish. And he always wished those lines for himself, and now the author says to us that when we graduate to begin anew means in a new or a different way, he wished us that stay hungry and stay foolish means always keep wanting something more, something new, and always keep an open mind and have think you know and never think that you know everything. Here is a list of 20 amazing life lessons we can all learn from Steve Jobs. Don't wait, make your own reality, control everything you can, own your mistakes, know yourself, leave the door open for the fantastic, don't hold back, surround yourself with brilliance, build a team of A players, be yourself, be persuasive, show others the way, trust your instincts, take risks, Follow great with great. Make tough decisions. Presentation can make a world of difference. Find a way to balance your intensity. Live for today. Share your wisdom. So, from this unit, we learn many motivating things in our life. Always believe in ourselves and never lose hope. So, always stay hungry and stay foolish. Now, with this good message, here we are finishing our unit.